Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen and if you are new here, welcome. I make art, design, DIY, and lifestyle videos, and in this video I will be doing some hand embroidery for my brother and sister-in-law who recently bought a house and are having a housewarming party. And as a procrastinator, I feel I have waited an appropriate amount of time before making them a gift. I have about 2 days, so let's get started. There are a multitude of embroidery patterns out there for purchase, but I prefer making my own patterns most of the time. I use Adobe Illustrator to create my custom designs, and it works really well for getting nice clean lines and scalable patterns. When I say scalable, I mean that drawings done in this software can be shrunken or enlarged without loss of resolution, because they are in vector format instead of pixel format. For this pattern, I knew that I'd be using a 12-inch embroidery hoop, so I scaled my design to fit a 12-inch circle. I printed this pattern in 2 parts because I used my home printer, which only does standard size paper. I've been trying to decide whether I want to do a full color embroidery design on white fabric or experiment with something a little bit new. I haven't embroidered anything in a while. I just feel like I should shake things up a little bit. I know that my sister-in-law loves white and blues and grays, and I have been kind of wanting to try a little bit of white work, which is basically just using all white thread on your choice of colored fabric. I've seen where people will do it on black fabric or just any colored fabric, and I think it looks beautiful. So I'm thinking I might just do solid white. And as you can see for this design back here, real quick, I just did a quick mock-up. I chose a color that's similar to the fabric that I have here. So I have this lovely blue fabric, which I'm pretty sure is cotton, and I have a lot of white embroidery thread because my sister got me an embroidery kit for either Christmas last year or the year before, but it had a lot of white and black thread in it, which has come in handy because I use quite a bit of those colors specifically. But for this project, I'm going to need plenty of this. My husband got home from work, so yesterday was our birthday, and his coworkers had given him balloons, and he brought this for me from his office. Yay! Gotta get that away from my scissors. Next, gotta draw the design onto this piece of fabric. Most home printers leave a white margin, which will need to be trimmed. Once I trimmed my margin, I overlapped my pattern pieces, trying my best to line everything up perfectly. I then connected them using clear packing tape. I then set my fabric and pattern on top of my LED tracing board. This was a gift from my mom, and it has come in handy for so many projects. If you are an avid crafter like me and you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. I know there are probably better pencils for this, but I used a standard household pencil to trace my pattern. Full disclosure, this is my least favorite part of the process. Pencils don't glide across textured fabric, so it just takes a while, and making sure everything stays still while I'm working on this also tends to be an issue. I just finished dinner. It's about 8 in the evening, and I am gonna start embroidering my hoop, which I finished drawing a little while ago. And to start, I have my handy dandy hoop holder, embroidery stand, whatever this thing is called. But I recently got this because I noticed my wrists were hurting when I embroider. So this kind of helps so that I don't have to hold my hoop constantly while I'm working. To start, I decided to do the lettering. This portion, other than tracing the pattern, is probably the most monotonous part for me, just because it involves doing the satin stitch. I'm relatively new to embroidery, and this particular stitch just feels like it takes forever. I've been doing embroidery on and off for about 2 years, and I'm still learning, but I find the process to be very relaxing, and the final products are quite satisfying. In the future, I want to see if I can do the satin stitch on my sewing machine so I can focus more of my efforts on other stitches. I also completed the line work as well using a stem and split stitches. It was pretty late in the day, so at this point I decided to call it quits and leave the rest for tomorrow. Welcome back to my art room and day 2 of working on this project. Just so you know, I did not sit on the floor for the entirety of this process. That would just be far too uncomfortable. But when I was filming, my husband was working in the other room and I didn't want to disturb him, so I set up shop on the floor in my art room. To finish my motif, I did a basic leaf stitch for the rest of the design. Hi, just want to give you guys a quick progress update. It's about 7:30 on Friday night. Tomorrow is the housewarming party and I will get this project done. And I am actually quite close. So I've done everything except for these leaves here. I'm really happy with how this is turning out, but one thing that I think I will do once I finish the embroidery portion is I'm going to take the fabric out of the hoop and I'm going to paint the hoop white. I just think it'll look better. It'll match all the embroidery and make everything cohesive. To finish my hoop, I used one of the most basic finishing methods. I trimmed the excess fabric off the corners. I probably could have cut a little closer to the hoop, but I decided to leave some extra fabric just to be safe. I then stitched everything nice and tight with some of my white embroidery thread. Good morning, everyone. It is the day of the party. I'm about to leave to go to said party. Been crazy, and I'm actually so proud that I was able to get this done in time. But it's done, and it looks great. I'm so pleased with the results. I have never done a solid white work project before. I'm 100% gonna try this again just because I don't know, there's just something oddly satisfying about it. I do love color, but there's a lot of depth to this, even though it's only 2 different colors. And now I just want to try this technique for some other projects in my own home. I do need to get out of here, but quick before I go, I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by me and my small business, WatermellenDesigns. I make whimsical, handmade home decor, jewelry, and accessories. If you would like to check that out, I have left a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more like it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell button because I do my best to upload regularly. Well, until the next one, I am out. Bye!